Hi, I'm Brad Browne. Displayed on this DVD are a few snippets of things I hope you'll refer to as talents or gifts. My main interests are in doing voiceovers or narration, but I'm not adverse to doing commercials. Who knows, I might be the next Chuck Woolery or even that hotel guy, Mr. Travago, whoever he is. While attending Los Angeles City College, one of my radio broadcasting classes was called Fun with Fables. Us students were totally responsible for a 15-minute weekly program on a local radio station. And a lot of the segments that we did required us coming up with animal voices. I remember I created animal voices for Willie Wolf and Sly Freddy Fox and slow-moving Tommy Turtle, to name a few. Those with my announcing capabilities may have played a part in my receiving the widely acclaimed Radio Broadcasting's award for the Best Supporting Actor of the Year award. Please watch, listen, see what you think, and then give me a call. Good evening from Arlington, Texas. This is a little-known news that no one cares about, brought to you by the Oldsmobile Division of General Motors. I'm your announcer, Brad Browne. Seeing that they don't make Oldsmobiles anymore, there won't be any commercials for Oldsmobile. Actually, I was told in confidence that Oldsmobile thinks this is such a lousy newscast, they don't want their name connected with it anyway. Okay, now that we got that taken care of, on with the little-known news that no one cares about. From Mexico, most people don't know that in 1912, Hellmann's Best Food mayonnaise was manufactured in England. The Titanic was carrying 12,000 jars of the condiment scheduled for delivery in Veracruz, Mexico, which was to be the first port of call for the great ship after New York City. The people in Mexico were eagerly awaiting the delivery of that first delivery and were very, very sad at the news of the sinking, so much so that they declared a day of mourning, which they still observe today. It is known, of course, as Cinco de Mayo. Well, that's the little-known news that no one cares about for tonight, whether you cared about it or not. I'm your announcer, Brad Browne. Good night. One of the reasons why mature people are apt to learn less than young people is that they're willing to risk less. Learning is a risky business, and they don't like failure. In infancy, when a child is learning at a truly phenomenal rate, a rate he'll never achieve again, he's also experiencing a shattering number of failures. Watch him. See the innumerable things he tries and fails, and see how little the failures discourage him. With each year that passes, he'll be less blithe about failure. By middle age, most of us carry in our heads a tremendous catalog of things we have no intention of trying again, because we tried them once and failed. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met in a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of it as a final resting place for those who died here, that the nation might live. This we may, all propriety, do, but in a larger sense we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have hallowed it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is rather for us the living, we here be dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.